You're watching the Western Athletic Conference on ESPN. Well, it's been over 600 days since Wildcat Stadium in Abilene, Texas has had full capacity fans. They're going to get it tonight as the Division I Abilene Christian Wildcats get ready to host the NAIA's Louisiana College. And now welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. Zach Carlisle along with Andy Penny, Connor Mullins coming up as well. Well, I think it's safe to say West Texas needed college football again. They're about to get it tonight. ACU taking on Louisiana College.
Zach, it's been a long time since ACU's had a full slate of games. Obviously, last year cut short. Just one home game for the Wildcats last year, but a 6 home game slate this year in 2021. We get it started tonight, a battle of the Wildcats, Louisiana College visiting ACU.
Looking forward to the matchup. Let's talk quarterbacks a little bit here. Both teams are going for their first win of the season here tonight. Abilene Christian had a quarterback battle coming into this season. Redshirt freshman Stone Earl won the job. They liked the way he looked last week at SMU.
He did. The redshirt freshman out of Birdville at 6'2" and 205. Played pretty well against SMU, 13 of 28, 160 yards and a touchdown pass for the freshman. Again, he has the strong arm and the ability to stretch the field. First, sideline to sideline. In the short game, he can get the ball sideline to sideline, stretch the defense, but then can also go vertically. Had 2 completions of 20-plus yards, including the 59-yarder last week to Remington Lutz. I think Coach Doral will let him stretch it out tonight.
On the other side, for Louisiana College, Sal Palermo, the starter, got the start week 1 and then got banged up week 2. We'll see if he can go tonight. If not, it's James Powell.
He threw over 400 yards in game number 1. Struggled last week and then got injured. We'll see what the combo looks like tonight.
A couple of Wildcats going at it tonight. Abilene Christian and Louisiana College. The kickoff from Abilene, Texas is next on ESPN. Abilene, Texas on a Saturday night, 93 degrees at Wildcat Stadium. Abilene Christian won the toss, deferred to the second half, and they will kick it off so we get a chance to see this Louisiana College offense to get things started. Blair Zapata, the sophomore, he's going to kick things off for ACU. Zach Carlisle, Andy Penny, Connor Mullins. We're so glad to have you with us tonight on ESPN+. Off we go from Abilene, Texas. And this game begins with a touchback. And the Louisiana College Wildcats starting at the 25-yard line. And this offense, James Powell is going to get the start for Louisiana College after the injury to Sal Palermo.
Big game-time decision, Zach, as Palermo was injured in the game a week ago. Didn't know if he would make the field. He will not make the field tonight. So it's the 6'2", 205-pound junior James Powell, number 15, who gets the start. 2 of 12 last week, 46 yards as he came in relief of Palermo, who got hurt. Powell gets the start tonight. 1st and 10. For the Wildcats.
And here we go for this team from the NAIA, going to start on the ground. All we heard was opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. Devin Briscoe, the starting running back, gets the game's first carry. And this Louisiana College starting offense. And some of these skill position guys with Williams, Micah Dunn, who the coaches believe is the best receiver on this team, Glenn White and Tyler Bardone at tight end. It's an inexperienced offensive line, and in games like this, line play seems to be the biggest difference.
Yeah, no doubt. Louisiana College comes in at 0-2 on the year, already 2 games under their belt, are just a few plays away from being 2-0, what Coach Drew Maddox told us. But we'll see. They'll have to do some ball control and try to move the football tonight.
That's ball control backwards. Ryan Stapp from the cornerback position takes Briscoe back about 5 yards. That's a loss of 4, 3rd down coming up.
A good job on the defense here. As you can see the stretch play out to the right, just nowhere to go. Stapp comes up, fills the gap here, and already a passing situation here for Powell and company. Probably the first time we'll see him put it in the air. 3rd and long, not the ally here of Louisiana College. They'll have to do it here 3rd and 10.
The 2 completions went for 46 yards total in last week's game against SAGU. Louisiana College already 0-1 in the Sooner Athletic Conference, got their conference slate started last week. They'll head to Arizona next week. 3rd down and 10, and Powell to throw, and a nice sideline effort, and the ball is knocked away as they looked for their top receiver, Micah Dunn, and a lightning quick 3-and-out starts the night for Louisiana College.
We've already heard the name of Ryan Stapp twice here on coverage. A 10-yard out right at the sticks. The Wildcats only rushed 4 there at ACU, and they played the deep coverage there, trying to throw underneath the sticks. They tried the out pattern, but Stapp a nice play. It's a 3-and-out series for Louisiana College to get things started.
So Jacob Weaver, the freshman punter, not in a great place, standing at his own 10. Jordan Brooks West, the man back deep for ACU. Short kick. And an ACU hop at the 45, so plus territory to start the night for this Abilene Christian offense. And we talked about it in the open. Stone Earl had to win the job at QB. He's the guy for ACU.
And he'll get his first start here on the home turf here. Second start as he started last week versus SMU, the 6'2", 205-pound redshirt freshman out of Birdville High School in the Metroplex. Last week, 13 of 28, 160 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Second start of the young season here, 1st and 10.
One thing of note, Tyrese White is the starting running back for ACU. No Jeremiah Dobbins tonight. Good start for White on the right side. And he, with a big, huge burst, takes it down the sideline for 21 yards.
Able to get out to the edge. White and a nice seal block around the corner. Nice block by the receiver down the field as well on the other side. And White's going to get some carries tonight. As you mentioned, Dobbins not in the lineup tonight. And the night off for a little bit of a hamstring tweak. He's been battling for a while, so gets the night off here, but a nice start by White.
A lot of options at running back for Abilene Christian. White, one of the main ones. Here's Davion Johnson, the speedster receiver, on a little flip that goes the opposite way. And ACU content with putting the game on the ground so far. That goes as a pass for Stone Earl technically. But that's a 9-yard pickup, and here is Stone Earl. You get a look at what he did last week against SMU, who it's just a matter of time before SMU's ranked in the top 25 at FBS. So it's a measuring stick to go up and play a team like that. Now you play down a level to play Louisiana College here tonight. 2nd down 2 for Abilene Christian. Man in motion, Kobe Clark. Earl looks to the end zone, and it is Clark who's caught it for the touchdown. That's 6 straight games now for Kobe Clark, dating back to last year, that he's caught a touchdown. He does it on the opening drive for ACU.
He starts as the wide receiver. He is the receiver who came in motion into the slot position, found the matchup he liked, ran a skinny post to the backside end zone. Earl with a beautiful loft on that ball back to the back line of the end zone over what you could consider double coverage. Great catch, as you mentioned. Now 6 games in a row dating back to last year. Kobe Clark from Sweetwater in the end zone.
So Blair Zepeda for the extra point. ACU did not attempt an extra point last week. This is the first one of the year for Zepeda to knock it through. They wanted a lightning quick start. They got it. 7-0 Abilene Christian at home. ACU, lightning's quick start to this one against Louisiana College. After the short punt, they take it right down the field in 3 plays and find Kobe Clark for the touchdown, and it's exactly what ACU wanted to open up at home.
Yeah, I think so, Zach. A tough week last week, as you said, on the road versus SMU. So let's get home and let's try to get the fireworks started early. And yeah, great 3-play and out defensive series for ACU to get it started. How about a 3-play and touchdown offensive series? 7-0 Wildcats, 3 minutes in.
So Zepeda kicks it off. 2 kickoffs, 2 touchbacks. And Louisiana College, who is expected to have trouble moving the ball today. I mean, that is going to be a daunting task up against this FCS defense with a backup quarterback. I mean, you're asking a lot from this NAIA squad.
Yeah, no doubt. As we mentioned, Sal Palermo, the starter who threw for over 400 yards in their opening contest of the year. Last week struggled, but again, 400 against North American University. Last week against Southwestern Assemblies of God, this Louisiana College team only able to put up 13 points as Powell came in the backup role, and he gets the start tonight. We'll see what drive number 2 looks like.
And they'll start on the ground as they did the opening drive, and it's Devin Briscoe, and that's a good start, 3 yards. He fought through it. Back to the touchdown we go to Kobe Clark, though.
Yeah, again, Clark comes in motion into the slot position. Earl lets him get behind the defense. Nice touch over the linebacking core, and the corner who was chasing just not able to get there, and Kobe makes it look easy. Beautiful pass from Stone Earl.
Yeah, not an easy one to make at all. For Earl, who threw the touchdown to Clark last week at SMU in the season opener. So Stone Earl's first 2 starts for ACU were on the road at Virginia last year and on the road at SMU to start this year. Now he's playing on his home field. On the other side, it's Powell and company. 2nd down and 7. Powell, who can move. Option play to Briscoe, and ACU linebackers are there. That's Hargrove and Keir.
Number 8, Devin Briscoe.
No gain. In fact, a loss of 2 for Louisiana College.
I think Louisiana, a little misdirection here. The offensive lineman stepped to the right, but then a little counter option type play. ACU not fooled at all. And look at the pursuit there. Keir there, as you mentioned, Hunter Keir, the senior out of Washington, Kansas. 22 tackles a year ago, the team leader last week versus SMU with 6. And another long 3rd down here for Louisiana, 3rd and 9.
Louisiana College coming in just 27% on 3rd down through the first 2 games of the season. And they have faced back-to-back 3rd and longs to start this night. 3rd and 9. Powell, down he goes. Quintet got there last. There was a lot of pressure right away. And a second straight 3 and out for the visiting Wildcats.
And again, ACU just rushes 4 on the 3rd and long. They just bring the down lineman. This Louisiana College offensive line had only given up 1 sack in the first 2 games, but the ACU Wildcats get their first of the night, as you mentioned, Ted able to get in there and make the stop, and it's another 3 and out series for Louisiana College.
Tyron Bradley, number 41, was the first guy who got there to put pressure on Powell. And then Ted finishes it off at the line of scrimmage. Weaver punts for the 2nd time at a Liberty, Mississippi, only averaging 34 yards a punt so far. Fair catch, and now that ball is tapped around, and it will be a 2nd straight drive for ACU in Louisiana College territory. This one starts at the 45-yard line. Back in a moment. 2 drives, 2+ territories as we take a look at Louisiana College and Abilene Christian. Just the landscape, Louisiana College making that 7-hour drive from Pineville, Louisiana, member of the NAIA, the Sooner Athletic Conference. ACU recent members of the WAC. It is Peyton Mansell, the backup quarterback, who takes it down the sideline, and he can run. Comes in as one of ACU's leading rushers from last week at SMU.
Well, how about that? Mansell gets on the field early tonight. It was good to see. Of course, the transfer from the University of Iowa and started the majority of the year last year. And looks like Coach Doral might go with the 2 quarterback set tonight. A good start there for Mansell. Again, the redshirt sophomore and the transfer out of Iowa, giving 13 on the play.
And Mansell, the starter a year ago, started all but 1 game for the Wildcats, 5 of their 6 that they did play in the fall. They're going to run it with Mansell again. A great athlete. And he takes it down inside the 30-yard line. The top vote getter to be one of ACU's captains this year. Coming in as the backup quarterback as Stone Earl comes back in for Mansell. They love both of their guys behind center.
Well, that's a good problem to have.
No kidding.
Quality competition back there. Coach Doral mentioned that competition all throughout fall camp. Earl just the nod to get the season started as the starter, but great to have Mansell ready and available at any time.
Anthony Smith, the running back for ACU out there, number 20, gets the carry, the transfer from Texas State. Knocked backwards at the end, but picks up about 5 or so. 3rd down coming up for ACU. Again, it's a plethora of running backs for the Wildcats. We're going to see White and Anthony Smith and Quay Walton and a host of others. It's Smith out there right now. 3rd and 2 for ACU. First 3rd down for the Wildcats.
An area the Wildcats struggled last week at SMU, 0 for 5 in the first quarter on 3rd down conversions. Their first one tonight here at 3rd and 2.
And they'll go with Smith on the left side, and he'll pick up the first pretty easily. The redshirt sophomore out of Fort Worth, Texas. 5 TDs in his Texas State career. Comes to Abilene after that stint in San Marcos.
Ernie Simon, the tackle there for Louisiana College. But again, it's one area I think that ACU wants to keep an eye on tonight is third down conversions, continue to move the chains, keep drives alive.
Have not had to start on their own side of the field yet. And now Earl, empty backfield, is going to sling it out. This is to Walton, I believe, in the flat. Quay Walton, the freshman back from Waco. So we take a look at the impact players. When ACU's on offense, we've seen Tyrese White, we've seen Kobe Clark. And on the other side, Andre Weed and Cole Jones. Walton out of the backfield, tiptoes the sideline, stays alive and drives in for the touchdown. Second effort, Quay Walton, the youngster from Waco, takes it home for 6.
That's just great effort. Back-to-back plays. He gets the ball out in the right flat. Just allow him to get out in space and make a play. And boy, does he ever. Gets down the sideline, breaks the tackle, a dive at the pylon, and he's in. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns for ACU.
2 drives that start in plus territory. 2 touchdown passes for Stone Earl. This one, the first in the career of Quay Walton. So ACU takes it down the field and flags fly before the extra point.
Well, already, Zach, tonight we're hearing some new names, as you mentioned with the touchdown here. The depth of the lineup already starting to show itself. Just 7-8 minutes deep into this thing, and I believe the penalty here, the first on Louisiana College tonight, was an offsides penalty. So we might see ACU consider going for the 2-point conversion here with the personnel change, and I think that's what we're gonna have here.
Referee Jeremy Tate. And so ACU's gonna try to get a couple extra points instead. So Stone Earl in this offense. And Tyrese White the back. They go for 2 after the penalty. They'll run it, and it's White, and he is reaching. Did he get there? He did not. He is short, and so it remains 13-0. ACU 6 plays, 45 yards, 2 drives, 2 TDs so far. Smooth sailing for Abilene Christian so far. 13-0. The only hiccup would be going for 2 and not getting it with Tyrese White. But as advertised, this is what ACU needed and wanted tonight.
Well, that's a perfect start tonight for the Wildcats. As you mentioned, 2 drives, 2 touchdown drives. Stone Earl, a perfect 4 for 4. And both drives end with touchdown passes. So great start here for ACU, 8 minutes deep.
3 Zepeda to kick it. 3 kicks, 3 touchbacks. Let's send it down to the third member of our team, Connor Mullins.
This is the first time in 2 years the Wildcat Stadium is back at full capacity, and according to ACU's current policy, masks are not required outdoors, but they are indoors. November 16th, 2019 was the last time ACU Wildcat Stadium was at full capacity against Southeastern Louisiana. Expect this ACU crowd to get rowdy after not being at a home game in a long time at full capacity. Expect them to root for their Wildcats tonight. ACU head coach Adam Dorrell said on Wednesday at his press conference that one of our goals is to be undefeated at home. We want to win our home season opener, and there's nothing that brings fans back more than having a good atmosphere and seeing some good football. If you want people to come, you got to play well and show our fans an exciting brand of football. ACU is hopeful for a start of something special here at Wildcat Stadium after a tough loss at SMU last weekend. Guys.
Connor, thank you very much. As Louisiana College goes on the ground, it's a great point. This feels normal again, to have fans in the stands and a home crowd. This is just something that was not possible. ACU only played 1 home game in 2020.
How crazy was last year? When you
it's crazy.
To think about that. I mean, just an unusual year. I hope one that we don't have to endure again. But, props to a whole bunch of people, all of us, for the resilience to push through and get back to what feels like normal again.
Yeah, there was COVID tests and 2 home games canceled, and then making a schedule on the fly for Abilene Christian. Just a crazy 2020. As Powell keeps it on the ground, they are going to try to run him a little bit here tonight. Jordan Pop on the stop for Abilene Christian. It's going to be challenging to evaluate him tonight because of the challenges he's facing going up against ACU.
Yeah, this is going to be an uphill battle all night long, but here for Louisiana College, their third drive, their third down that they have, but the most manageable of the 3. 3rd down and 5. It opens up the playbook a little bit here for Louisiana College, and we'll see what Coach Drew Maddox and company have here on this 3rd down and 5. ACU's only brought 4 in pressure on pass situations, but this is a short one again, 3rd and 5.
See if Powell has to go to the air for just the 2nd time tonight. ACU's going to rush 5. Powell trying to run away. Greg Green and a host of others are there. And this Wildcat defense is flying all around the field so far. ACU's Wildcat defense flying all around the field.
Well, again, as you said, brought 5 that time as Green and Dre Jones coming with pressure, and just the pocket collapsed. This is an offensive line for the Louisiana College Wildcats. It's just going to have a tough time tonight. They're outsized up front, and then if ACU brings extra pressure with 5 and maybe 6 defenders on the way, boy, that pocket's going to collapse in a hurry.
And so again, Jacob Weaver will punt it for the 3rd time. Oh boy, did that one get tipped at all off of his foot? We'll see, but this is going to be yet another drive that starts inside the 50. Did this get tipped?
Well, they brought pressure, and maybe
it's close.
Yeah, partially deflected.
Torrey Hargrove might have got a hand on it. Meanwhile, here we have the ACU offense that has started from the 41, the 45, and now the 40 for ACU. We've seen both quarterbacks already. We've seen a few running backs play in the game. And it's Stone Earl to start drive number 3. And a flag first. Looks like a false start.
We talked about this the first ever matchup between Louisiana College and ACU, and talked about them making the transition to NAIA. But this is their first year in NAIA as ACU makes the transition to the WAC. Louisiana College making the transition to the Sooner Athletic Conference, but not a stranger to Abilene, Texas. Their 5th trip to Abilene in the last 6 years, of course, playing Hardin-Simmons and McMurray.
Stone Earl down the middle of the field. It's Darius Lewis who's going to coast home. What a start for ACU. Earl's got his 3rd TD pass of this first quarter.
Beautiful execution, little double move here by Lewis. He started to the outside, then cut it in the post, right up the seam inside the right hash, and Earl put that right on the fingertips. Lewis had to stretch out, a little hop, a little crow hop, I guess you could say, and then catch it on the fingertips. Beautiful pass and catch in the 45-yard touchdown.
He's only 5'8", but he reaches up for that one and takes it home. 45 yards of excellence and the extra point to make it 20-0 ACU. 3rd catch of the year for Lewis, his biggest one by far.
Boy, just beautiful. Look at the pocket. First of all, Earl knew who he was going to right off the snap. Probably something he saw in the lineup, the defensive lineup of Louisiana College, and he got the mismatch he wanted. How about that for a little sidestepping, getting down the sideline to go celebrate with your Wildcat teammates. Darius Lewis in the end zone.
And they love offensive coordinator Josh Lamberson for ACU, Adam Dorrell, the head coach. They love the fact that Stone Earl can throw it down the field. His accuracy deep. He has got a cannon of a right arm as a redshirt freshman.
Well, I thought we'd see, again tonight, we talked about in the pregame show, Stone had a rough time last week throwing the ball vertically down the field, and just didn't attempt it very much because of what SMU showed defensively. Just not many opportunities to stretch the field vertically. But tonight already we've seen that where Earl's had the opportunity to do that. He's 5 for 5, 85 yards and the 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, what a start indeed. Another touchback for Zepeda. A couple of guys going at it down there on the field at about across the 20-yard line or so. But yes, Louisiana College, you mentioned it before the big touchdown pass. We didn't get a chance to talk about it much. But a team that has played McMurray University here in Abilene a whole bunch of times. So they're coming to Abilene as they do a lot. Here's what's interesting. They go back home after this game tonight to then turn around and go to Arizona next week to play Arizona Christian. A lot of traveling.
Yeah, Arizona Christian, a team who's been here to Abilene the last few years to take on ACU. That's a long road trip, Pineville, Louisiana, out to Arizona, but they'll make it next week.
And a throw out in the flat, and those are the things you want to see for Louisiana College to try to get going a little bit. A drop for the running back, Markalen Melbourne, the junior from Louisiana. Wide open opportunity there.
Yeah, the execution of the play was there. They just did not finalize the ball into the hands of Milburn, but a guy who was open. Usually a guy who rushes the football out of the backfield, had 575 yards a year ago. And yeah, that's the one if Louisiana College is going to put a drive together. You have to start well on first down. That one falls incomplete.
On second down, back to Devin Briscoe. We've seen a lot of him so far. And he's been running sideways a lot, bumped out of bounds here. Christopher Satterfield at the cornerback spot. Briscoe, a D3 All-American last spring, rushed for over 700 yards in just 5 games in the spring for the Wildcats. They love this kid.
And a transfer from Nichols, so he's familiar with the type of competition that he sees tonight. Has 5 rushes tonight, just the 4 yards, but he's a guy, if he can get rolling downhill, he can make a small gain into a big one in a hurry. He gets 3 there, and again, it's a long third down here for Louisiana College. Their 4th drive where they've had a third down. 2 have been at 3rd and 10, 1 at 3rd and 5, now at 3rd and 7.
Powell to throw on 3rd down. They love his deep arm down the sideline here, incomplete looking for Micah Dunn. One of the things they stressed was that Powell does have a bigger arm than the starter Palermo. Tried to show it off a little bit there, but it's 4th down, another 3 and out for Louisiana College.
Just tried to stretch the corner on the far side, or on the near side, excuse me, for the first time tonight, but a ball that just sails out of bounds. Still without a first down, Louisiana College here. 4 drives, 4 3 and outs.
And a 4th punt coming from Jacob Weaver. At this point, I think the goal has to be to get this thing to the other side, make ACU have a little bit of a longer field. Not a great snap here. This is a disaster, and this ball's loose, and it's down inside the 10-yard line. Off the hands of Weaver. It's ACU ball either way. 1st and goal. They're going to spot this thing at the 8. Wow. You can't script a better start. Right through the hands of Weaver.
And it's Chester Sims who's in there. Deshaun Hall is in there on the special teams. And again, Zach will stay on the plus side of the field. Down on the north end here of the stadium. A 1st and goal set up here for ACU.
Wow. 3.5 to go in this first quarter. And we were talking, it was a really nice conversation with head coach Drew Maddox earlier this week, and he just kept saying, if we execute, we're going to be outmatched. They have bigger, better, faster, stronger guys, but if we execute, I'll be happy. Here's a toss left. Davion Johnson, and that's a nice swarm job there by that Louisiana College defense to come get him. Tremont Converse, the freshman corner, was there. 2nd and goal on the way.
And the second time we've seen the man in motion get the little pitch, which works as a pass play, which keeps Earl Perfect in the passing game, although the officials come together. And
after the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 51, distorts the game. That 15-yard penalty enforced for the little run. The down will count. 2nd down.
So after the run, center Colin James is called for unsportsmanlike conduct. They do track those and how many you get. You only can have 2 of those in a game before you're disqualified.
Well, here he comes to the pile at the end of the pile and gets in a little shot in the back there of the defensive player, Tyron Young. And that's a tough one inside the 5-yard line, which would have been 2nd and goal at the 4, now 2nd and goal at the 19.
Backs ACU up here. The running game has worked out pretty well. Here's Tyrese White coming left. Oh, look at him stay up. Bouncing off of the defender Tyron Young, the freshman out of Thibodaux, Louisiana. They'll gain 5 and 3rd and goal from the 14.
He's knocked out of bounds at the Louisiana.
It's a good opportunity as we see Anthony Smith come in now at the running back spot. We thought we would see the majority of this ACU roster tonight get some reps, start working on some depth here. Coach Doral, an opportunity to get some film on some guys, some new guys to the program, and looks like he'll get the opportunity to do that tonight.
Smith at the bottom of your screen. The running back flanks out. Earl looks the opposite way. End zone, touchdown! Denver Holman, the redshirt freshman. The transfer from Mary Hardin Baylor, a dominant D3 program. He makes the catch, and ACU's going up 4 scores.
Well, again, it's been the post pattern right in the center of the field. Spread the field sideline to sideline, but then come right back over the middle. A beautiful pass and catch as Holman makes the catch. 4 touchdown passes in the quarter and 4 different receivers in the end zone here for ACU in the first quarter.
Spreading the love. Zepeda for the extra point. Smooth sailing, 27-0. ACU only has a couple of receivers that are over 6 feet tall. These younger and smaller guys are making plays. That's Holman, who stands at just 5'10".
Got a little Wes Welker feel to him there in the slot. As that touchdown comes out of the slot. Kobe Clark's touchdown came out of the slot as he came in motion to the slot, ran the skinny post, and that one does as well. And boy, talk about Stone Earl. And Stone Earl made the quote this week after the SMU game, which was a tough one. He came out and said, hey, you got to put it behind you. My first start, not the greatest. One of our mindsets, we have to just have a 1-0 mentality this week. Next play, next rep, next game. Can't worry about what happened or what's ahead. You can only worry about what's in front of him. And so far, boy, what a great quarter. And Coach Doral has said something similar. You see the most progress from your team usually between game 1 and game 2 now, because you have some film and you can see what you've done against another opponent, and now start making adjustments for opponent number 2. I'd say so far, it looks like game 1 to game 2 has been a little bit of progression in the last 7 days.
Plenty of highlights so far,
no doubt,
too, for Abilene Christian, as Zepeda sends this thing out the back of the end zone. 27 first quarter points for ACU at home, and the defense has yet to be out there for more than 3 plays at a time. I assume we're going to start to see a lot of bodies shifting through this defensive rotation as well for Abilene Christian.
And I would think so. And again, just the opportunity to get reps, start building some capacity, some depth with your roster, and we'll start seeing that depth, I would think, here pretty soon for this ACU Wildcat defense as well as the offense.
Powell's going to hand it off. Briscoe again, and there's just no room there. Hunter Keir, first man home. Cadron Johnson was there as well. Linebackers and D-line. They love the linebacking core. It was an experienced group that is now into the limelight after the graduation and transfer of Jack Gibbons.
Yeah, and Keir, the senior out of Washington, Kansas, Butler Community College transfer. 22 tackles a year ago. Again, the team leader last week. He had 6 in that contest against SMU, and just fills the gap there. Briscoe nowhere to run and no gain.
And so Powell gets that word from the sideline and moves into the pistol. They'll run it again. Briscoe again. Bounces off one. Big play here. First one of the day for Louisiana College. A much needed first down on a 15-yard run by their All-American.
And Trey Adams comes off the edge. You see a tight end and a slot back in there, extra blockers. Adams comes off the edge but can't make the shoestring ankle tackle, and it allows Briscoe to get around the edge, get the corner and pick up 15. First down, as you mentioned, for Louisiana College. Good run there for Devin Briscoe.
And now maybe they can take a deep breath, just play a little football now. You're stressed trying to get a first down and something positive to go your way. And now A snap from the 40-yard line. First down option play. Briscoe again. They're going to work all of Devin Briscoe tonight. A hit on the sideline with Keir. No gain.
Second time we've seen the option look. First time it was a counter option going left, and nothing doing there. And this time just your traditional option coming to the right side. ACU has studied the option. I think they knew the option was coming. And thus far, just no luck for Louisiana College trying to get to the outside and stretch with the option play.
Vince Giardina, the offensive coordinator, you feel like he's going to have to probably get a little creative at times, moving linemen and trying to use some speed because the size, you're just not going to match up with it at all. Second down and 10 here. Briscoe again. He's going to have to do a whole heck of a lot. He's going to need an ice bath after the night ends. He'll take it for 4. And a timeout called by Abilene Christian with 3 seconds left in the first quarter.
Well, unique timeout here, still with a third down to go. I think Coach Doral might have been thinking wind at his back, try to get Louisiana College to punt one more time with the wind, but still with a third down play to go here, third down and 6. So Louisiana College should be able to run out the first quarter with one more play. But just a guess on the timeout.
Yeah, I mean, you're about to get your water break in 3 seconds there, and you could have kept your timeout. That's an interesting one for me, but obviously a perfect minus a 2-point conversion try that didn't go in. Perfect first quarter for ACU. But Louisiana College at least has moved it here on this last drive to feel a little bit better about themselves. And they're going to add 2 seconds.
Well, Powell has put the ball in the air 3 times tonight. He's 0 for 3 yet with a completion. Again, a third down and 6 opportunity here.
That first throw to Dunn on the sideline was the best one. Just a good play on defense by Stapp. It's a late blitz. Powell had a man, and it's wide of Zion Williams. And 4th down for Louisiana College.
Well, 2 receivers set as Tavian Cole and Zion Williams on the left side. Williams ran the out. Cole kind of started on the outside and ran a pattern to the center of the field, a little bit of a rub route, but the pass falls incomplete on the out pattern.
This is a great decision in my head. Yeah, go for it. It's 4th and 6. What do these guys have to lose in a game like this tonight, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
So a decision which basically turned into a no decision for Drew Maddox.
Single coverage on the top side. Now timeout for Louisiana College. They'll talk about it.
The longest 5 seconds to end a quarter in the history of the sport.
You know, I should go back. I should send my apologies to Coach Doral. He called the timeout to get the win. He gets the 4th down play he's looking for. And Louisiana College says, well, we'll just go for it then. You're going to give us one more play in the first quarter. We'll just go for it here on 4th down and 6.
Yeah, they'll have to get to the 50-yard line. For the Wildcats here, a team that is making this 7-hour trip, came up Friday morning, got to Abilene Friday late or so after stopping in Tyler, Texas. And all they were excited about was, hey, this game's going to be on TV today. You know, they didn't even know. And now they get a chance to play on ESPN, a really cool chance for a team from the NAIA.
That might have been the coolest part of our conversation with Coach Maddox the other day is, hey, what, wait, oh, this one's on TV? Hey, and I bet the text messages started flying in Pineville pretty soon, so we certainly welcome in the Louisiana College faithful who are watching via broadcast tonight.
Absolutely. Come one, come all tonight. It's a blast to have football back consistently throughout the country. Second full Saturday of college football. And on 3rd down, Powell looks deep, looks for Dunn. Good adjustment on the sideline. And just missed him as that takes us to the end of the first quarter. You're watching the Western Athletic Conference on ESPN. You're watching the Western Athletic Conference on ESPN as we get ready to start the second quarter. 100 seasons of Abilene Christian football. Zach Carlisle, Andy Penny, Connor Mullins, glad to have you with us. ACU starts the possession after the turnover on downs prior at the end of the first quarter. It's Peyton Mansell throwing it out to Jordan Brooks-West. And ACU again starts in opponent territory for the 5th time to open this ball game.
Yeah, we have yet to see a play run on the minus, what you call the minus side of the field for the Wildcats. Everything's been 50 yards in, offensively, defensively, both sides of the ball have been on this 50. We play on the south side of the 50 here to start the second.
That's right. Stone Earl fakes. He's got all day. Wide open. Darius Lewis caught the touchdown earlier. He's in the red zone down to the 15-yard line for ACU. 30 more yards. Lewis had one from 45 earlier.
Similar play that we saw to Remington Lutz last week at SMU. Earl rolls to his left, throws back to his right to the numbers, and just wide open behind the defense that rolled to the strong side, I guess what you would call, since Earl rolled that way. The defense rolled that way, and then coming back behind, Darius Lewis making the catch in the red zone again here for ACU.
Earl off to a great start, 8 for his first 8 tonight, 131 yards through the air. And ACU goes on the ground, and this is Anthony Smith. They really want to get these guys opportunities with, again, no Jeremiah Dobbins in the lineup. The starting running back out of Lubbock battling a hamstring all really camp and into the early part of the season, hadn't practiced him, and they're going to hold him out tonight and give all kinds of other opportunities to running backs, and that was Smith for a pickup of 3 or so.
Really, it feels balanced. It feels like we've seen more pass than run tonight, but really the play selection's been pretty balanced. 8 to 7 pass to run.
Back to Smith, good cut. Down near the 5, close to a first down. Are they going to give it to him? They will. 1st and goal, ACU on that ground game. Easily movable on that left side. Well blocked up front.
I'll give credit to those guys. Reese Moore, Truett Knox, Colin James, Jacob Thielen, Derek Simmons, your starting offensive line, a line that averages 287 pounds across the front. Louisiana College starting D-line at 259, so about almost a 30-pound difference man for man across the ACU front tonight, offense to defense.
Talk about this line here in just a little bit. 1st and goal at the 7. It's Anthony Smith, a hop, a jump, a dive, and a touchdown. Right through the middle. Great effort from Anthony Smith, who gets his first touchdown as an ACU Wildcat.
Good second effort here. So he gets the handoff, hit right about the 5, but yards after contact and a good stretch at the goal line. Gets the ball over the white line. 5 drives, 5 touchdowns for ACU.
Wow. Heck of an effort there by Smith as well. And Zapata, another chance at an extra point. This would be his 4th. Five plays, 44 yards, 2.5 minutes. Making it look easy. Anthony Smith into the end zone. 34-0 ACU. 5 drives, 5 touchdowns for Abilene Christian tonight. I think we can call that efficient. The hometown Wildcats playing in front of a full capacity crowd for the first time in over 660 days. Getting what they paid for tonight. 34-0 over Louisiana College. Zapata is going to give the Wildcats a chance on this return. And that was Micah Dunn, the senior from Shreveport, the top receiver for this team. He doesn't make it to the 20-yard line, so the drive will start at the 19 for Louisiana College.
Talk about efficiency. The passing game is perfect thus far. Stone Earl 8 for 8. Peyton Mansell 1 for 1. 130 yards combined and 4 touchdowns. 4 different receivers into the end zone. The rushing game finally gets into the end zone with 3 straight carries there by Anthony Smith. He pushes across 9 rushes as a team, 68 yards. So pushing 200 yards of offense, just shy of 200 yards of offense, and the 34-0 lead.
Back to work, James Powell. Fires one out to Zion Williams right there on the edge for a short pickup. ACU out there defensively. We're going to dig into this depth chart for the Wildcats on defense. Shelby Washington, one of the corners out there.
There were a few changes at the corner position this week. for ACU with Christopher Satterfield, Ryan Stemp, Tristan Anderson, Roland Williams, all kind of rotating through playing time and starting status, I guess, they're at the corner position. But we'll see all four tonight.
Williams, 15, a corner, a transfer from Richmond. A tackle last week against SMU. Second down, they'll hand it off. Briscoe. Talked a lot about Devin Briscoe. Gains a couple of yards. He's only going to be as good as what his offensive line can provide him. And it's an offensive line that's got some height to it, but is so inexperienced in going up against a Division I FCS defensive line. It's a 3rd and 4 for Louisiana College, yet to convert on 3rd down.
ACU secondary giving some room here. You think maybe a short curl pattern, especially here on the near side. A lot of padding to work with for the receivers. We'll see if Powell sees it.
Looking the opposite way. Now wants to take off and use his feet, and he's a yard shy of a first. They were sending Williams deep down the field. And it is 4th and a yard. And a decision here to potentially go for it for Louisiana College. Their own 27 or 28-yard line. They're going to go. Or is this going to be a pooch punt of some sort?
Hey, risk reward is, it's pretty risky, but the reward of keeping a drive alive at this point could be worth it. I think they are going to go 4th and 1.
They may run this play clock down as well. And they're going to call a timeout instead. Talk things over. Will they punt? Will they go for it? We're going to find out when we come back. ACU up big here at home. Folks, thousands affected by Hurricane Ida urgently need support. You can donate at redcross.org/ESPN to help the Red Cross respond to help people recover from this disaster. Back to action with Louisiana College on 4th and a yard, and a flag is down. Question is, did they get the first down? Then there's all this to sort out as well. Talk more about Hurricane Ida here in a second after Jeremy Tate gives us the ruling.
I think Briscoe has enough for the first down, and the way the reaction from the far side looked, this might be some sort of penalty, unsportsmanlike, or hands to the face against ACU, which will keep the drive alive too.
The throw came from the defensive side. Let's find out.
Automatic first down.
Let's see if we can find something here.
I don't think it's part of the tackle. I think it's up on the far side. I saw the receiver on that far side, Micah Dunn, start clapping. He was not part of the play there in the middle. So maybe just a slap to the side of the helmet. I think something along those lines, which cost ACU 15. And the drive would stay alive anyways. Louisiana College picks up the first down, but 15 more to add on to it too.
At their best part of the field so far, their own 44. And James Powell ready to throw, crossing pattern Williams. Not much doing after the catch as ACU in zone defense swarms for the tackle there. Tristan Anderson, one of them for the Wildcats.
That's a nice play design there. 3 vertical routes, and then you run the underneath, but good job of swarming and finishing that off. Greg Green was part of that tackle as well. And Tristan Anderson, as you mentioned, the play design there, but ACU reads it well, makes the quick tackle for just the 2-yard gain.
And I want to talk a little bit more about Hurricane Ida that not only has affected everyone in Louisiana and surrounding areas, but Louisiana College saw a little bit of what Hurricane Ida can do. Second down and 8. And Powell's going to throw down the field, hand checking, hand fighting, incomplete. Looking for Micah Dunn. And there is a flag down on the far side of the field at the 43.
I think they're just going to get a little bit of contact there. Yep, they're going to call the flag there. I believe it's Tristan Anderson.
Yeah, Tristan Anderson with that pass interference. A couple of big penalties on this Abilene Christian defense. And so first down at the 45-yard line. But opening game of the season for Louisiana College, all of a sudden some of the rain that was a part of Hurricane Ida, just torrential downpour on the field, and it really affected that whole fourth quarter and was a big part of what happened there in that opening game loss for Louisiana College. And so obviously if you can help at all and donate to Red Cross and anything that is trying to help folks in Louisiana in that hurricane relief, great to see the people helping out the folks down there in Louisiana. Torrey Hargrove in on the stop as Powell took off and ran it himself for a yard.
Yeah, Coach Maddox told us in that first game, a game they had the lead against North American University, and then the effects of the hurricane, a torrential downpour hits in the fourth quarter. They had a chance, I believe, to kick to win that game, but the rain was so bad they decided against it, but could not punch it in and get the winning points. They've been in both games that they've played, and Coach Maddox told us we're 3 plays away from an 0-2 record being a 2-0 record. That's how close they've been in their first 2.
Powell running away from Hargrove and now dumps it to Williams. No, incomplete. Couldn't make the catch, and a flag is down right there where Powell was getting rid of the ball. Adam Dorrell, fifth-year head coach of ACU.
Automatic first down.
So roughing the passer on ACU. It's a late hit foul so far, pass interference, and a roughing the passer so far on Abilene Christian on this drive defensively.
And these are the things, these are the growing moments here when the scoreboard is already lopsided. You tend to lose a little bit of your discipline sometimes. You think you can get away with this because of the score and that, and now that's 2 penalties, unnecessary penalties that have happened on the drive.
Briscoe, boy, he is fun to watch. And we were talking to Maddox, Coach Drew Maddox, who just said he's going to be the one who looks like he belongs out on that field, and I think we're seeing that so far.
His best run of the night, or his second 10-plus. He did have a 15-yard run in the first quarter. This one just off tackle, and a good job by his offensive front to find him some space on the outside. He pushes for 11, and Louisiana College in the red zone first time tonight.
3 freshmen on the right side of that offensive line in the starting lineup for Louisiana College tonight. An inexperienced young offensive line. It's going to start to figure it out in that Sooner Athletic Conference a little bit here as well. From the 19, first down. Powell's taking off. He can run. He's going to get to the sideline before being knocked to the boundary by Dustin, Kirby Cohealy, the backup linebacker out of Iowa Park, Texas.
Well, I don't know if Powell was that was a design quarterback draw, or he just saw the pocket collapsing in a hurry and saw a seam to get up the field and run, but the right decision as he tucks it and runs. If he tucks that up the middle, if he tries to cut that back up the middle, I think that's a 7, 8, maybe 9-yard gain, but he tries to stretch to the outside, and he's only able to get 3 as he's cut off on the far sideline.
Over the halfway mark of the second quarter. Best drive for Louisiana College, the 9th play of the drive. It's a fake and a lob to the end zone, and there's another flag, and that's on Anderson again, as they were looking for that end zone to Micah Dunn, and another defensive penalty on ACU.
It's a matchup Louisiana College likes here in the quarters. They've tried Anderson with Dunn 2 different times.
See if we get the call.
And the coverage isn't bad. It's just Anderson never gets his head turned around, locates the football in the air as that ball is on him.
Pass interference. Defense number 12. The foul is toward the end zone. The ball is placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
It's all about the head, right?
Yeah,
not turning around.
And again, you'll see here, I think Anderson has good position, but never gets the head turned around, never locates the football, has hands up in the shoulder pads of Dunn, and that will get called every time.
So first and goal, up the middle, Briscoe, he is fighting backwards, and he's not going to make it to the end zone.
Number 8,
comes up just short.
As Davion Johnson, who met him in the hole and pushed him back. Good wrestling match there as the contact was made.
Another position that ACU feels very deep about, that linebacking core. Green, Keir, Hargrove, Wongquo, Brannon, and Adams as well. 2nd and goal at the 1.
2 tight ends.
They got done at the bottom. It's an option left. It is Powell. He dives for the touchdown. Louisiana College on the board. Got a little bit of help from the defense in terms of penalties down the drive, but they cap it off with their first points of the night.
Well executed option this time to the left. Powell makes the right decision as the defensive end goes with the pitch man. The responsibilities, somebody missed the responsibility as Powell had the seam and had the lane to get into the end zone, and he does. Louisiana College on the scoreboard.
Hunter Martinson for the extra point. Extra point opportunity. The sophomore from Pearl River, Louisiana, knocks it through. First points for Louisiana College after a 10-play drive. Ends at 6. The historic Bible building on Abilene Christian University's campus. One of the most beautiful pieces of architecture at ACU, which is saying something for one of the more beautiful campuses you will ever see. As 34-7 Abilene Christian on top here at home. And we get a beautiful view from the press box of this gorgeous campus at ACU.
Yeah, looking back to our south, I guess, or southeast, I guess, at the beautiful campus. Of course, renovations going on. Moody Coliseum, the basketball arena, getting some makeover as well. Yeah, pretty campus here in Abilene, Texas, no doubt.
Louisiana College to kick it off with Hunter Martinson. And that's a touchback. ACU will have it from the 25-yard line.
And a lot of credit there for Louisiana College and a nice drive. They go 81 yards to punch it in the end zone. 10 plays, 6 minutes and 24 seconds. Aided by 4 ACU penalties on the drive. Unsportsmanlike conduct, personal foul, as well as a roughing the passer, 2 pass interference. A 4th down conversion for Louisiana College down in their own area of the field, but the 10 plays, 81 yards, they're on the scoreboard.
So drive starts from the 25. And Earl is going to fake it, and he's going to throw it. And there is Kobe Clark, had an early catch, then went a little quiet. He fights for yardage here, 2nd catch of this game. They're going to give him 11 and a 1st down. Clark, a walk-on. He first got to campus, earned a scholarship, put together a historic year in 2019. Here's Tyrese White, big hole. He rumbles for 11 yards.
Number 24, Tyrese White on the carry.
Back-to-back gains of 11 to start this drive for ACU. Experimenting and having some fun on offense.
They continue to look good here. White, just his 3rd carry. He got the start tonight again for Dobbins, but just his 3rd carry, but averaging 12 yards a rush, 3 carries, 37 yards. Up under center, don't see that very often anymore.
They're going to straight hand it off. And that is White, and he is pushing. Those legs are still going before he stopped. They're going to give him 5 on 1st down.
Got a little rugby match feel there where they're all standing up, but the official's going to let forward progress continue.
Gotta love under center. What are we watching, the Big Ten? What's going on here?
Don't see that often these days.
2nd and 4. Earl's going to throw. He's got a huge arm. He can run too. Takes it to the 35-yard line. 12-yard pickup. Maybe not the runner Peyton Mansell is. Boy, he's got some legs too.
Well, I'll give him credit as he read it perfectly. Great pocket, first of all. Rolling to his right. Options to throw not there, but the running lane to run is. Tucks it and runs and does the smart thing. Gets out of bounds, doesn't take a hit. And the Wildcats get to move the sticks, 1st down.
Drive started at their own 25. 40 yards covered so far. Play fake. Earl dropped there, a little behind the arms of Dax Neese, the receiver. Incomplete. First incompletion for ACU tonight.
I was about to say the same thing. 25 minutes of game clock have already expired tonight, and the first incompletion. I think that's one Neese would love to have back, off the hands. A little behind him, as you mentioned, but one off the hands that had a chance to pull in. But the first incompletion of the night, and I think on most nights you're 25 minutes deep on the game clock. You'll take your first incompletion at that point.
Anthony Smith, the back, he gets it. Right up the middle he goes. Great blocking, great seam down the middle, and a first down pickup of 14.
Well, Noah Caldwell, the tight end coming out of the backfield, right there, the seal block. He's able to seal off the lane. A freshman out of Electra, able to help Smith there get up the field. And another first down into the red zone, or just outside the red zone, but another first down, 1st and 10 at the 21.
Benny Clark, the third on the stop, the sophomore D-back out of Houston. Here's a fake. Earl to throw it again. Sideline, sitting down. Nice catch. That's Neese, who had the quote-unquote drop earlier just a few plays ago.
Yep.
This is a nice catch on the sideline.
Yep. The local kid out of Anson, Texas, just up the road here from Abilene, transferred from Texas Tech.
To number 19, Dax Neese.
Heck of a high school career out there at Anson for the Tigers.
6'3", 206, by far the tallest of the ACU receivers. Clark out top of your screen. Back to Anthony Smith on the ground. He'll take it to the 5. We've seen White, we've seen Smith. Quay Walton caught a touchdown for ACU. They got plenty of running backs to play with at Abilene Christian.
And here comes White back in. Here on this 2nd and goal situation.
And typically they've been giving a drive to a running back. Now they're just mixing it up and rotating in and out on the same drive.
That's something you can do here. Different personnel packages, different play calls. We'll see what works.
Second and goal. Earl, middle, touchdown. Davion Johnson. The 5th touchdown pass of the half for Stone Earl.
All sorts of options there. Had his back out in the flat, but he looks right over the middle. Nice little sit-down route. Nice, easy catch. We're making it look easy tonight, and Earl has made the right read on every pass play tonight. He has just made the right read, run or throw, which receiver to throw to. He's made the right read on every play.
Davion Johnson, who's lightning quick, and that was a bullet from Stone Earl for the touchdown. 5 TDs to 5 different receivers. What a half for Abilene Christian. these fans are liking what they're seeing so far. It is 41-7, Abilene Christian on top of Louisiana College in this home opener with still 2.5 to go in the second quarter tonight. Zach Carlisle and Andy Penny, Connor Mullins here on ESPN+. Short kick, Micah Dunn. He's going to just drift out of bounds at the 15-yard line. I don't think we can talk enough about Stone Earl and what a ridiculous first half he's putting together. I think ridiculous is the right word, isn't it?
I would tend to agree with that. 11 of 12, 159 yards, and now 5 touchdown passes, 6 offensive drives for ACU, and all 6 have ended with touchdowns. But again, 5 touchdown passes to 5 different receivers. And again, Zach, I want to go back to the point I was making right after the touchdown. Stone has made the right read. I have not seen a ball that has been forced into coverage tonight. He's had multiple options. Is it the short route? Is it the post route? Whatever the read has been, it has been the right read. And give credit to the receivers as well, as 11 of 12 through the air for Stone Earl.
All I heard is 11 of 12. Come on, that's not very good, right? There's one incompletion in there. As Ryan Stapp and company, look at the Wildcats in purple on that play, just swarming. And that was Markalen Milburn, who just had nowhere to go. Backup running back for Louisiana College.
I'm going to guess that this defensive unit might have had an earful during the last offensive series after Louisiana College able to drive down the field, courtesy of 4 defensive penalties on the drive. I bet they were re-challenged on the new sideline.
Defensive coordinator Clint Brown in his 3rd year directing this ACU defense. Previously at South Dakota State, a very good FCS program before coming down to Abilene. They go back to Milburn up the middle here. Good gain to gain some of that yardage back and then some. 3rd down coming up for Louisiana College with 1.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Good push by the offensive line there. Zane Bryant, the center, as well as Cam Frederick at the left guard, able to open up a gap there. Now 3rd down and 6 situation here. And at this point in the game, as we saw in the last drive, everywhere on the field might be 4-down territory here, but a 3rd down and 6. As Powell, again, starting to find some rhythm at the quarterback spot, scored the touchdown on the last drive, and might have 2 plays to work with here at the 3rd and 6.
They really want to just find out how he has progressed a little bit through camp and through the early part of the season. They go on the ground. This is Milburn. Biggest play of this game for Louisiana College, all the way out to the 50-yard line. A gain of 21 and a much-needed 1st down with 1 minute to go.
Counter play here as, again, the offense looks to step to the right. It's a counter handoff coming back to the left, and the tackle was missed. Coming up out of the secondary, Coy Richardson went for an ankle tackle and missed it and allowed the big run up the sideline. Louisiana College keeps the drive alive at the 50.
That is a fake, and that's a catch, and I believe it's Zion Williams out of the slot. Williams, here's a kid, a senior from Pineville, Louisiana, playing in his 28th career game. He's had a nice career with 7 career touchdowns in his time with Louisiana College. Again, a longtime Division III school that is in its 1st year as a member of the NAIA, no longer an NCAA-affiliated school. 2nd down, Powell gonna run. Down he goes. And looked like a reaction as if maybe it was a fumble, but it appears it is not. And now a timeout on the field. 17 seconds left, 3rd and 5. Drew Maddox, 2nd-year head coach of Louisiana College, played at Louisiana College, then was a defensive coach at the school for over 5 years, left, took over a high school program in Louisiana, built that up, and now they asked him to come back. Hey, can you lead us and be the guy? And 3 weeks after he's hired, we enter into the pandemic. COVID-19 hit, and it's been a lot to deal with in that situation.
Yeah, no doubt. But give credit to Coach Maddox. He takes over in such a unique time in the history of our country. And, you know, it's a guy, though, who has Louisiana College roots. As you mentioned, he went to school there. He had already been on the staff there. He wanted to see this program succeed. He's carried it through. Of course, last year such a tough year, but got the 5 games in last year, and now getting this year rolling again, and give him props for continuing to make progression in this Louisiana College program.
So it's the second year. They played the first one in the spring. This is just the 8th game he's coaching with this program. Better believe it takes some time to build something up like that. It's a rush. Powell throws as it's incomplete, looking for Briscoe. Third down coming up. He was looking over the middle, and it is incomplete. Fourth down for Louisiana College. And just 13 seconds left in this first half.
And interesting to see the decision to punt here. Personnel changes with 13 seconds left, plus side of the field here, 4th and 5 on the ACU 45, but the personnel changes are in and they'll punt.
Figure maybe would they try to throw one deep, do something like that. Timeout, Abilene Christian. They want to talk about it. We got these important timeouts at the end of these quarters here that's happened here.
Well, it's a learning experience here for Coach Doral and his team. Just 10 Wildcats on the field, so Coach Doral had to burn a timeout and get the right personnel on the field.
Now, technically, you can't get flagged for only having 10,
Yeah,
but there's no way you only want 10 out there, especially in a punt situation. I think we can talk about this more as this broadcast goes along. I think for me, not only was this sort of expected in this first half, probably much needed for Abilene Christian in this first half.
Yeah, and I think that was probably what this coaching staff was looking for. Hey, this is an opportunity for us to see, you know, can we execute in a game situation, in a game that we should be able to execute? And I think the answer has been given here in the first half as the players have responded and played really well.
Weaver has the punt blocked. He's going to jump on it. This ball may still be loose. And with 5 seconds left, ACU's going to start in Louisiana College territory. Who got home for the block?
I
Abilene Christian.
I believe that's Trey Adams, who was able to get in as ACU brought the pressure. He comes right up the middle, even with 3 personal protectors in front of the punter.
Wow.
Again, it is. It's Adams who was able to get there. And now with 5 seconds left, a shot to throw a quick out, get in field goal range, or just throw the Hail Mary here from the 44-yard line.
And I think the recovery was Charlie Moore for ACU. So 5 seconds, first down at the 44. What does ACU have up its sleeve? They let Earl throw this thing. They are. Stone. Earl's going to complete it to Denver Holman, and that will take us to the end of the first half. A first half that was dominated by Abilene Christian, 41-7 on top of Louisiana College. Halftime on ESPN is next. I'm in Abilene, ACU 41, Louisiana College 7. It's been an incredible half for redshirt freshman quarterback Stone Earl, who's playing in Wildcat Stadium for the first time in college, but he's got a history at this stadium. For more on that, we say hello to Connor Mullins.
On November 22nd, 2019, current ACU quarterback and current ACU receiver Stone Earl and Cooper McCaslin played here at Wildcat Stadium and led their Birdville High School team to a 41-23 win in the second round of the Texas 5A playoffs. Earl went 20 of 31 for 410 passing yards with 5 touchdowns versus Lubbock Monterey. McCaslin caught 11 of those passes for 223 yards and 3 touchdowns. Earl won 26 games in his time at Birdville, with 6 of those games being in the playoffs. Both are familiar with ACU and comfortable playing here right at Wildcat Stadium, which could have been a factor in their college decisions. So far today, Earl has 5 touchdowns, so it's nothing different than what we've seen in the past from Earl here at Wildcat Stadium. Guys?
And what a performance in that game against Lubbock Monterey. Birdville, it's a very good program. He was an absolute stud. Here at Wildcat Stadium, I mean, Stone Earl, we've known for a while in Abilene. They've at least seen this kid play before. He's pretty special.
Yeah, just a sign of things to come for the Abilene community who was out at that game. Boy, Stone Earl, what a career he had at Birdville High. And you know, the thing about this statistic we see, he had 11 incompletions that day at ACU.
He left it out there.
Yeah, but he only has 1 tonight, so, you know, continues to get better.
More halftime coming up after this. Halftime on ESPN, Zach Carlisle, Andy Penny, ACU all over Louisiana College 41-7 here at the break. Let's take a look at some first half numbers, in particular from the quarterbacks. I don't think we can talk enough about the performance from Stone Earl.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that. 12 of 13, 173 yards, 5 touchdowns, 5 different receivers with touchdown receptions tonight. James Powell, just been a tough night, 3 of 9, 7 yards, but really credit to the ACU defensive front, just rushing 4 on most pass downs, but able to get enough pressure where Powell's having to rush a throw, and then give credit to the ACU secondary as well, making some plays. But man, what a half for Stone Earl in the first half, 12 of 13, 173 in the 5
He
touchdowns.
did it in a half, and the last time an ACU quarterback threw 5 touchdowns in a game was in 2016, Dallas Seeley, and that just adds to these first half numbers here. No turnovers, not a lot of third downs needed for Abilene Christian. They were starting in Louisiana College territory almost the entire half.
Yeah, short drives the entire time. Anthony Smith, 44 yards rushing. Tyrese White, 43 yards rushing. So good balance as far as the rushing game is concerned as well. And, you know, ACU did not score on one of their first half drives. If you remember the last play of the half, they only got one play before the clock ran out. That's the only drive ACU did not score in the first half.
This play may get forgotten a little bit. Quay Walton didn't have a lot of attempts in that first half. One of the just multitude of running backs ACU has. Nice catch out of the backfield here. But Stone Earl looking where he needed to go. He found everyone he needed to find, and he was just on point through the air.
Yeah, the post pattern up the middle of the field was wide open a couple of times. There's Darius Lewis making a catch in stride, little crow hop stride to make the catch, but easily gets into the end zone. And then here's that running attack again, up the middle, big strong run. Anthony Smith dives up over the line, the one rushing touchdown of the 6 touchdowns in the first half. But great job. You know, I know there are things to work on, especially this one defensive drive where ACU gives up the touchdown. Give Louisiana College credit as they drove the field and got into the end zone with James Powell.
ACU, a dominant first half. Second half is coming your way next on ESPN. 41-7 ACU at home, getting ready for the second half in just a little bit. It is the 100th season of Abilene Christian football. They're highlighting some of the big moments at ACU. One of those was back in 2008, 13 years ago, this November, the historic game that finished 93-68 in a win over West Texas A&M.
Yeah, what's crazy is as many points as we've seen in the first half tonight, still not on pace for what we saw in 2008. 93 points for ACU and a 93-68 win against West Texas A&M. Bernard Scott, you saw it there, 19 carries, 292 yards, 1,500 combined yards. ACU had 810 of those, 22 combined touchdowns in that game. Look at that stat pack, 37 points in the third quarter alone for ACU. It was a year that the Wildcats went 11-1. They were 9-0 in the Lone Star Conference, and that was the first round of the Division II playoffs over at Shotwell Stadium here in Abilene. 93 points in a victory against West Texas A&M.
The two teams set 44 NCAA Division II playoff conference and school records, including over 1,500 combined yards in the game. Absolutely ridiculous game in November of 2008. ACU 41, Louisiana College 7. The second half comes your way next on ESPN. A dominant first half, a pretty historic first half, quite honestly. I am curious, Andy, to see who all we see in the second half, in particular for Abilene Christian.
Well, let's put it in the books. Scoreboard pretty irrelevant here in the last 30 minutes of this thing. What it's all about now, really for both teams here, ACU and Louisiana College. Let's get better in the next 30 minutes. Let's work on some personnel packages. Let's run some plays that maybe we haven't run. Let's get efficient in what we do good. Still a lot of football left here over the next hour and a half, 30 minutes of game time to get better with a long season ahead.
And let's stay healthy.
Absolutely.
Right?
No doubt.
I think that has to be part of it too. And it was a very entertaining first half, though. If you're an Abilene Christian fan, this is what you were wanting to see. It's been a while since this team had won a home game for ACU, considering they only got the one last year. It was a loss to Angelo State, a Division II affiliate, and then played in 2019, won on homecoming, but lost the last couple of games. So it's just been a while, literally in the calendar years, for Abilene Christian to get a home victory, well on their way to that here tonight. ACU's offense, they will bring out the starter Stone Earl and company.
And to start the second half, the kickoff goes to
as
the
this
end
drive
zone
starts
for a
from the
touchback.
25.
That'll bring the ball out to the ACU 25-yard line. It'll be first.
7's the record, right? Did we figure that out? 7 TD passes in a game would be an ACU record.
Yep, John David Baker.
He had 5 in the first half, so he's got a little bit of work to do if he wants to get there. See how much of Stone we see for Abilene Christian. He starts with a rollout and a flag down, and he's going to tiptoe the sideline. That might be a late hit, too. Yes, it is. So, couple of flags on this play.
Earl on the quarterback keeper.
Something in the backfield, and then a late hit by Louisiana College's Andre Reed. Let's find out from referee Jeremy Tate. A lot to sort out here.
Boy, and you said it, first play of the second half, let's keep everybody healthy, and you see your starting quarterback take a shot a half a second late as he's already out of bounds. Woo.
Holding. Offense number 86. That's a 10-yard penalty.
So a hold and a late hit.
So the hold is during the play, so you mark off the 10 yards, but then it's a dead ball on the personal foul, so then mark off the 15 again.
Holding. Offense number 86. That's a 10-yard penalty for the previous foul. After the play, personal foul, lay hit out of bounds. Defense, number 35. That 15-yard penalty also be enforced. Automatic first down.
So we pull out our calculators. We go 10 backwards, 15 forward.
Yep.
split the difference, 1st and 10.
Yeah, then an automatic first down with the dead ball penalty. Give Andre Reed credit here. He gets the late hit, but you can see him right there. He wants to hit himself on the helmet. He slaps his hands together. He knew he made a mistake there, so a little bit of credit there for Andre Reed.
ACU to the ground, Tyrese White, who again getting the start. If you're just joining us, no Jeremiah Dobbins tonight. The Abilene Christian starting running back coming into the game. He had been battling a hamstring over the last couple of weeks leading into the season. So they decided to not use him tonight and get some of their other running backs work. So White's the starter. We've seen just a bunch of different backs there, and Anthony Smith has been one of them as well. Earl, time is running out to throw, running for his life, and then finds Kobe Clark on the sideline. Just a quarterback making a play and finding his #1 receiver first down.
You say it, quarterback making a play. I don't think we've had to see Earl really improvise much tonight because the pocket presence has been so good, and credit to the offensive line. But for the first time, really gets pressure on both sides. He tries to flush left. He comes back right, spin move back to the left, and give credit to his receivers, just waiting for him to make the throw. Clark makes the catch.
And now it's Peyton Mansell who switches out with Earl. And they will run it with Peyton Mansell, who tries to get to the sideline, and he is knocked out of bounds. Demario Weathersby, the sophomore defensive back, who is second on the team in tackles so far this season.
I've been impressed with Mansell when he comes in. It says Wildcat on the front of the jersey, and it feels like a Wildcat. It's his 3rd time. Just a direct snap, and it's a quarterback sweep around the edge. He picks up 8 there.
Completed just the 1 pass that he's thrown, but they've taken him off to run a few times. He's going to throw it here. It's a little behind, but caught by Jordan Brooks-West into Louisiana College territory, close to a first down. And it'll be 3rd and short for ACU. 3rd and less than 1. That brings back out Stone Earl. So we'll keep our eye on this QB carousel that's going to happen here in this second half for Abilene Christian.
ACU only had 2 third downs in the first half. They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversion.
Not a lot of opportunities needed on 3rd down. They'll try to run it here. And a good second effort cut and plenty of yardage gained by Anthony Smith. Needed a half a yard, got 4.5, 1st and 10 at the 45.
Well, it's a stretch play, and basically on a stretch play, it's who can get to the outside first, the defenders or the running back. And really, Louisiana College was there. Benny Clark was there, had a chance to make the play, just couldn't make the play. And give credit there as Smith able to cut it up, get the first down, move the sticks.
Ernest Simon, the sophomore linebacker, at the bottom of that pile making the stop. It's Smith again, left side. Gets a good cut back block. Driving in front of him was the left guard, Truett Knox. And a good gain on first down of 5 yards.
Well, you love to see your running backs able to get to the outside. We've seen the power game today up in between the tackles, which has worked effectively, and now stretching the field, letting these guys, go east and west and then find the seam when they're ready to cut it up north and south. And you mentioned Knox, nice kick out block there, and the cut up underneath him gets him a 5-yard gain. It's 2nd down and 5.
Talk about this line here in just a second. 2nd down and 5. And whistles first. Timeout, ACU. First timeout of the 3rd quarter. We'll take a timeout with them. Abilene Christian 2nd and 5 on the other side, up 41-7. ACU in front 41-7 over Louisiana College. Second down and 5 for the Wildcats out of a timeout. And it is Stone Earl to roll all day. Time runs out. He can scoot, and he gets close to the marker after taking off. They're going to give him 3. And third down coming up for the Wildcats.
He's knocked out of bounds at the Louisiana 37-yard line.
Impressive night for this redshirt freshman who got a taste of action in the season finale last year in a start at the ACC's University of Virginia. What a way to get a welcome into college football. Then he gets to start the season opener for ACU at SMU, of all places. That's quite the way to start it. Now he's in the home opener here for Abilene Christian.
With no nose tackle here in a 3rd and 2. Thought they might run quarterback sneak.
They're going to run it left. This is White, patient running behind his blockers. Picks up 5 and a first down.
Just stretch play going left. Look at the left side of the offensive line there. Reese Moore, 6'6", 273. Reese Moore, the transfer from the University of Texas, but he's a West Texas boy. Played out at Seminole High School, out between Odessa and Lubbock. He caught a few passes in his high school career. Played a little tight end. I can see not many guys on the high school level being able to tackle Reese Moore at 6'6".
Empty backfield for Peyton Mansell again. They're going to be a toss. This is Quay Walton, had a touchdown earlier. Gets him in space. Flag flies from 40 yards away, from all the way back to 5. That was a nice throw. Quite honestly, from back.
Could that be the best throw of the night that we've seen?
It was on point.
When ACU quarterbacks are 15 of 16 on the night?
This is, you figure on ACU, right?
That's probably in the area of holding.
Sure. Well done, partner.
They actually call it all right there on the receiver. Yep. Got caught there. Davion Johnson with the hands up hold underneath the armpits on the shoulder pads and got caught. Cost the Wildcats 10.
From the spot of the foul, so it's first and the rare 14. I think it turns into first and 14 or second and I think it's first and 14, yeah. For ACU. Stone Earl back out there, play action. On the run left, wide open, it's Clark, he's got it, touchdown. Perfect throw, great catch. Tiptoes the sideline and into the end zone for the second time today, third time in the first 2 games of the season. Kobe Clark, the big touchdown for ACU.
Zach, I think this ball's designed to go in the short flat, but it's covered the short flat. Clark just runs the corner route 30 yards deep down the field, and the coverage doesn't roll with him, and he's into the end zone for the second time tonight.
Zepeda, the extra point.
Here it is.
9 plays, 75 yards, 36-yard score. ACU up huge. the touchdown pass from Stone Earl to Kobe Clark. Boy, this has been some connection tonight.
Boy, just beautiful. Look at that. Just drops that one in the bucket. Over the defense. Moving to his left, and I don't know if you noticed there, Stone really didn't get his feet set. I think, again, I think that was going to be a short route into the flat, a little short out pattern. Doesn't even get his feet set. Just flicks that ball, drop in the bucket for 35-yard touchdown.
How about Kobe Clark? Over 150 career receptions now after what he's done in this second half. He has been a special kid since he's gone on campus, a walk-on, now a captain for ACU, and the most veteran, as this is a fair catch that will bring the ball to the 25-yard line. Kobe Clark, from unknown to now Mr. Reliable for the Wildcats.
Another West Texas kid on the roster from Sweetwater, about 40 miles to the west here of Abilene, and as you mentioned, yeah, just a walk-on for this program a few years ago, and needed 3 receptions tonight to get to 150 in the career. And remind you, last year just a 6-game season, and he's already at 150 receptions with a whole season in front of him as well, and 2 touchdowns again tonight for Kobe Clark, the junior, out of Sweetwater, Texas.
Yeah, and we talked about it a little bit briefly. 87 catches in 2019, a single season Abilene Christian record. Back to James Powell and company, Devin Briscoe and his Louisiana College offense as Ryan Stapp makes the tackle right there along the line of scrimmage. Actually, that is number 0 for Louisiana College. I don't know if that's a jersey change, if any, but I do not see a 0 on the roster. So I will see if we can find something.
That's an 8.
Or is that an 8? Okay, maybe it looked like a 0.
It's tucked in the front.
The way the jersey was bunched up. It is Devin Briscoe. Okay, I feel better. I was looking for a number that wasn't there. That is a terrifying feeling for anybody that's wondering when you start to get into panic mode like that. It is Devin Briscoe, who is just an absolute blast to watch out there on the field.
I think that the front of that jersey just tucked up looks like a 0.
Powell rifles one. Is that a catch?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. That was really nice from Kanan Leon, the sophomore from Lafayette, Louisiana. In traffic.
Well, that's a highlight reel type of catch there for Leon. He'll talk about that one for a while. Good, strong throw coming from Powell.
At the Louisiana 36-yard line.
10-yard out there. Boy, Leon, just a nice catch there to move the sticks. You know, we saw ACU, we talked about coming into the second half. Hey, the score is decided, but both teams have a chance to get better. ACU drove down with a 6-minute drive. Now Louisiana College, their first drive here in the second half, and it's off to a nice start.
Powell has a big arm. They've known this about him, and they like what he can do. Here's Briscoe trying to cut to the outside. Got really good athletes on that other side who can track him down. That is Greg Green, one of them. Dre Jones, the other, the defensive tackle. He's going to get credit for one of his first tackles of the season.
He's brought down after a gain of 2 yards by number 3, Ryan Stepp. Spot the ball at the Louisiana 38-yard line.
One of the things about Powell that they liked is he lost the job. Or I shouldn't say lost the job, but it was a quarterback battle at Louisiana College as well. And then they knew they might still use him because of some of the strengths that he has. And then it was the progression in practice that they've seen from him over the course of these last few weeks to open the season. That's what they like from Powell. And aside from the fact that also he has really good legs to go along with a powerful arm as he takes it for 4 yards here.
They just run the option there. They've had some success on the option tonight, scored their touchdown on the option. I'm surprised we haven't seen more of the option. Seems like it's been maybe their most effective play is just give Powell a chance to get on the outside and have a back out there with him, typically Briscoe, to try to make a play on the edge. That one picks up yards, 3rd and short here, 3rd down and 4.
3rd down tonight. 1 for 8 is Louisiana College in the game. Under 7 to play in the 3rd, and Powell's going up over the top, and it's a little deep. Looking for Tavian Cole, the junior from Independence, Louisiana. They've tried the deep ball along the sideline a few times tonight, just haven't been able to connect.
Now Roland Williams on the coverage. Therefore, ACU on the near side. We saw it on the far side in the first half a few times. They tried Micah Dunn on the far side. This time they come to the near side. Williams again, good coverage. Pass falls incomplete. And looks looks like the Wildcat defense is held as the personnel changes. The punt unit has made its way out on the field.
And so Jacob Weaver to punt this thing. Jordan Brooks West back deep for Abilene Christian.
And back deep to receive the punt for the Wildcats, number 13, Jordan Brooks West.
The snap has been a challenge tonight. Weaver sends one. It's going to hop down. Oh, and it's actually going to be fielded by Darius Lewis, maybe accidentally. ACU will take over on offense when we return, up 41. Back to action we go. Abilene Christian, after maybe an accidental catch on a punt return from Darius Lewis, takes over, leading by 41. Stone Earl's going to throw. Dax Neese along the sideline takes it up to the 25-yard line. Earlier tonight, ACU recognized their men's basketball team. Well, we'll get to that here in just a second. But we'll talk about men's hoops in just a moment. It's a gain of 7 yards for ACU. So 2nd and 3, Nifty shifting here on the edge. Davion Johnson. Boy, he can fly. Lightning quick. Takes it for a first down to the 31-yard line. Earlier tonight, here we go. That's Damian Daniels and the Abilene Christian men's basketball team. Could you put together a better season than what those guys did a year ago in the spring, winning the Southland Conference Championship, and then a little horns down, as they like to say around these parts, when they beat Texas in the NCAA tournament. Here's a throwback to Tyrese White. Spin move, Nifty running, and a gain of 7 yards. I don't think you can ask for a better march than what happened here in Abilene, Texas.
Yeah, that's pretty fun. A little bit of a buzz going around here in Abilene last March, and of course it was, what a tremendous game up in Indianapolis for ACU. Joe Golding and company at the time. Coach Golding has moved on to UTEP, but the win against the University of Texas, the exposure that ACU received from that victory in their March Madness run before falling to UCLA in the round of 32, but a night that will be talked about for a long time as far as ACU is concerned.
That is an incomplete pass. I think Louisiana College thought maybe catch and fumble, and they were going to pick it up and run with Jackson Hetzler, the senior out of Louisiana. They're going to rule that incomplete.
Actually, they might have called that complete. I think they called that complete, but then down.
Oh, and down. Okay.
Yes, because the clock continues to run. So
Right,
I
okay.
think they called that a completion, and
Second down,
then
the pass goes complete. It goes for a loss
receiver
of
was
2
down
yards. They'll
before
move
the
ball
fumble,
back to
so
the
the play was
ACU
ruled dead,
36-yard
but a
line.
complete pass.
That got a little wild. Denver home in the
ACU.
catch. It's actually a loss of 2 on the play after all of that. So 3rd and 5. Brooks West, the man in motion. Earl, drifting backwards down he goes. Louisiana College with its first sack of the night. Tyron Young, the freshman.
I just give credit, just kept coming. Stone has been fortunate, had an opportunity to get away from pressure, but could not get around the edge and get away from the pressure there. Maybe the first poor decision that Stone has made tonight is he just held on to that football too long, and his running lanes and opportunities to scramble went away. The big loss will force the Wildcats to punt for the first time tonight.
From a coaching perspective, maybe you kind of, in the back of your mind, aren't too upset that there is another thing that he can look at and really look at the tape and be upset about what happened there, so that there is tangible growth that you feel like can be made there. That is a nice play in special teams on that punt for Abilene Christian. Trey Adams, and now a late flag comes down. There's a lot to sort out here.
Louisiana College about to get hit for 15 here. Great open field tackle, though, as you mentioned. Well, look at that, just around the lower part of the legs, or part of the knees, but then a little bit of extracurricular that will cost Louisiana College 15.
And it was the play that happened. We just missed it, but it was what happened after all of that is going to be what's the penalty is here. We'll see if we can get a look at it. But it was after the tackle. And so that's going to back Louisiana College up even further. Let's see if we take a look at it here.
Yeah, see again the tackle, and I think just that right there was.
There it is.
Yeah, I think coming in was Greg Green on defense, and he tried to hurdle over the returner there, Leon. Leon took offense to it, and then a little push, and it cost him 15 yards.
Hey, how about this? Right through the middle, breaking tackles, and tackle from behind by Christopher Satterfield. That is Markalen Milburn, who nearly took it to the house. He bursts one off for 40 yards.
Great 2 blocks up front. It was led by Cam Frederick, who pulled and blocked. The seal block came. Big open hole and a nice run. The longest play from scrimmage right there is Markalen Milburn. Again, the long run. Again, the longest play for scrimmage for Louisiana College tonight.
And one quick note, River Thompson, the new quarterback, the freshman from Port Texas out there, has not taken a snap in regular season play until now. First one was a handoff that worked out pretty well. Now it's first down from the 40, and Thompson throws and completes one to Zion Williams. And this has looked great in the first couple of plays for Louisiana College.
Run went for 40 yards. Just got in the way, but it still works for 40 plus and first and goal.
And now Mansell hands it off. This is Smith coming left to dive. Did he get there? No, they'll mark him down at the 1.
I want to go back. Alan Hatton, the offensive lineman down the field. Oh, man, what a great job. And he was pumping his fist afterwards, and deservedly so. What an well-executed play there for just a throwback screen with 4 offensive linemen out front. Now punching on the door here. Oh, almost in the end zone. That's close.
Yeah, that's real close. The question would have been, did that thigh come down prior to the ball breaking the plane? They say no. 2nd and goal at the 1. They're going to give it to the up man and into the end zone for the touchdown. ACU. It is
Reese Stafford, I believe.
It is. It's the fullback, Reese Stafford, the redshirt freshman from Frisco, Texas, gets his way into the scoring column for ACU. How about that?
Just a well-executed drive, and let your fullback get in the end zone. He does all the dirty work and never gets much of the credits, and you got to reward those guys sometimes.
He's never been happier that Anthony Smith was down at the 1-yard line. As Blair Zapata is ready for the extra point. ACU leading 55-7. It started with a big play to Lewis and ended with a touchdown to the fullback. Back in a moment. ACU in front 55-7 on Louisiana College on their way to their first win of the season. You know, it's interesting to think back to 2020 a little bit because ACU is going to match its win total from a year ago, but they did not play in the championship season last year. Here's a return. Zion Williams coming left, and he's tripped up shy of the 20-yard line. And, I'm thinking back to the decision that the Southland Conference and FCS made to move the fall of 2020 to the spring of 2021. Abilene Christian was a team who said, we're going to play in the fall, opt out of the spring, keep things normal, and get ready for 2021.
And I think over the rhythm of time, I think that was the right decision to make. I feel for some of these teams who played a spring schedule and then had a quick turnaround, although a few months, still just the rest and recovery from a grueling spring schedule to get back on the field in the fall. I think that'll take its toll on some of these teams as this season plays out. I think ACU made a great decision last year to play in the fall and now back into the rhythm of things here in the fall of 21.
Handoff, good spin move, and a good play on first down all the way out near that first down marker. Dalen Charles, the freshman running back out of Louisiana. First down carry to the 28, gain of 11.
I'll also be interested to see this year, Zach, as this season plays out. It feels like we're getting back into a rhythm. Hey, we're going to play every Saturday. Last year, you never knew, Wednesday, Thursday of a week if you would still be playing on Saturday, which had to be just emotionally grueling for these guys of just, we're prepared, we want to play, we're ready to play, but we can't play. But it feels like now that we're getting back into a rhythm, a pattern. We know what to expect on a Monday, on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday as we game prep and get ready for the next game. And it's starting to feel that way that we're getting back to normalcy.
Back to Charles again up the middle. I think a big part of that too is vaccinations.
Absolutely.
If you do go get the vaccine and get vaccinated, then even if you're around someone that are exposed to COVID, you do not have to quarantine or get taken out of things like that or get tested all the time. If you're not vaccinated, then you do still have to go through the testing. And we've seen guys at other levels that have been sat out of games. Zach Martin, the right guard for the Dallas Cowboys, did not play in the season opener. because of the COVID exposure. And so, you know, the vaccine numbers are a big story as well. All of that goes into play this year, but it's at least a little more bearable than what happened in 2020 and a little more controllable. Tapped away, nearly caught. Incomplete, looking for the sideline, and I think the pass was intended for Tavian.
On second down, the pass falls incomplete, intended for number 16.
Almost had our first interception of the night. Good break on the football.
The pass was
Little
broken up by
out curl
number
pattern there.
12,
Almost
Tristan Anderson.
intercepted. Tristan Anderson.
Ball
Been picked on a few
spotted
times
at
on
the
that far
Louisiana
sideline.
37-yard line.
Pass interference calls against him in the first half, but almost had the interception.
Anderson got the start at SMU. Now the backup to Roland Williams on a corner as they kind of rotate through those positions on the 2 deep. 3rd down and 1 for Louisiana College. Sometimes in a game like this, it's hard to evaluate a little bit, you know, as they hand this thing off, and right at the marker for Charles. Maybe a first down, depends on the spot. They are going to give him a first down, so that will momentarily stop the clock. First down and 10 for Louisiana College. I think the evaluation process can be somewhat challenging in games like this for coaching staffs.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, just trying to get a good read on things like this. But again, I think what you made mention of earlier, just to get some guys some reps and keep the guys who are going to get the majority of the reps as the season continues, keep them healthy.
And speaking of healthy, Dalen Charles not walking off, I should say, under his own power, needs a little help there. So they will hand this off coming to the right side. And this is DeAndre James, a freshman from Shreveport, Louisiana. Down onto the depth chart we go for these visiting Wildcats. No gain.
Brought down for no gain at the 38-yard line. They'll make it 2nd and 10 for Louisiana.
And again, to note that the freshman quarterback is River Thompson right now. Moves into that backup job after Sal Palermo goes out with that shoulder injury. And James Powell, the starter, on the sideline for the rest of the night. As they go back to conference play next week. Here is a handoff back up the middle. This is James for a couple of yards. And so 3rd down coming up.
James on the carry
for LC.
A long trip next week, Arizona.
He's brought down after a gain
Christian
of 4
University.
yards.
And I was talking to some of the staff of Louisiana College. I said, "You flying out next week to Glendale?" They said, "Nope." They'll come right back through Abilene, I-20, I-10, all the way out to Arizona next weekend.
You know, if you couldn't miss all that class, I'd say make it a 2-week trip. But they're heading back home tonight.
Can you put the golf clubs in the bus?
Yeah, no kidding. Maybe stop at Maxwell course here, Diamondback course here. Find a country club if you can. That's a low diving effort, and it is a catch to Jalen Watkins. Down to the field we go to Connor Mullins.
This is a stepping stone for an NAIA program at Louisiana College who just joined the Sooner Athletic Conference. Maddox surprised his players earlier this week with news that this game was going to be broadcast on ESPN+. This is a unique opportunity for a program to get a major victory against an FCS opponent, but obviously tonight played out a little bit differently. But Coach Maddox said earlier this week that execute and get better every day. Be professional and polite on the first road game of the year. Just go play because there's no pressure from us. It's a very unique opportunity for a team that's never played on ESPN before. It's their biggest game of the year so far. Guys?
Connor, thank you very much. And on 4th down, it is Louisiana College who converts as they go right back up the middle again.
Number 30,
DeAndre
James on the carry.
They punted last time in that situation. They decided to go for it this time.
And we mentioned again next week, back to Sooner Athletic Conference play for Louisiana College. A long trip to Arizona Christian. ACU back at home next week. University of Texas
Bring up
Permian
another
Basin makes
1st
the
and
trip
10
over
for Louisiana.
Odessa.
Another non-Division I game for ACU.
Back-to-back weeks here on the home field.
Jalen Watkins in motion. They thought about throwing it to him. Uh-oh. And River Thompson nowhere to go in the backfield there. I think it was big number 93, Landon Eads.
It was.
For ACU. All kinds of good
Number
stuff
93, Landon
for both
Eads with the
sides
sack.
of the ball for ECU, and all kinds of guys getting experience tonight for
The
Abilene
sack goes
Christian.
for a
You
loss
can't
of
put a price
4.
on that.
We've seen
That'll
Eads
move
a
the
few
ball
times
back
on
to
this
the
drive.
Louisiana
Third and short
45-yard
play a
line.
minute ago. He
It'll be 2nd and 14.
stood up the back right at the first down marker, but they gave the first down, but now Eads the sack. 2nd and long.
Thompson over the middle. Good catch, good speed here. Taking it towards the sideline. Mikhail Franklin, the freshman
Pass complete
receiver
to
out of
number
Addis,
84,
Louisiana.
Mikhail Franklin.
Good crossing pattern, good design there.
Yeah, well executed. And caught the ACU secondary
The
with their hips
completion
turned
spots
the
the
wrong
ball in
direction. The
ACU
crossing
territory
pattern comes back
at the
underneath. And
38-yard line.
the
It'll make
catch
it
made
1st and 10,
for a first down,
Louisiana.
getting up that sideline again, as you said, Franklin, to move the sticks and get the first down.
Nice looking drive here with River Thompson, the quarterback.
Yeah, what
College.
again, what you like to see from your backup with Palermo out, don't know the extent of that injury, so let's build some capacity here at quarterback spot, and a good drive here for Thompson.
38-yard line. Try to run it left. That's a good play. That is a good play by Jack Schultz of ACU. Tackling DeAndre James. And James is a big back there. 6 foot,
DeAndre James on the carry.
215-pound freshman. And Schultz able to wrangle
He's
him
brought down by
2
number
yard loss.
95, Jack Schultz.
Really been impressed with the defensive line tonight. In the first half for ACU, it started with what would be 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10 passing type situations. Coach
2.
Doral and the defensive staff trusted their 4-down linemen to rush the quarterback and made effective plays. You know, did not have to bring extra linebackers on the blitz. They trusted their front 4. And now here in the run defense, this new unit of defensive line making some big plays.
Thompson running for his life a little bit and throws it to the sideline, incomplete. Checking on Aranda.
On 2nd down, the pass ball's incomplete.
Louisiana. 3rd year at
Intended
Louisiana
for number
College
19,
for Aranda.
Raul Aranda.
3rd and 12. 6 minutes, 14 seconds left tonight. And we cannot go through this night without
The incompletion
talking
still
about
spots
how
the ball at the ACU
special and
40-yard
important
line.
of a day this is.
It'll be 3rd and
Obviously,
12
it's not for all the right
Louisiana.
reasons of what happened 20 years ago today in New York, Washington, D.C., and Pennsylvania. Talk about that in a second after this completion, 35-yard line to DeAndre James.
On 3rd down, the pass complete to number 30,
Obviously,
DeAndre
20 years ago,
James.
the 20th anniversary of the 9/11 terrorist attacks at ACU, honoring salute to service today. The celebration of all military members and first responders, and had the Dyess Air Force Base fly the plane over for that flyover here at Wildcat Stadium as well. Obviously, we remember, pray, think about all of those affected on what happened 20 years ago tonight.
May we never forget, and I
Correct.
don't think I ever will. Remember that day vividly. Was tied to the television for about 4 straight days with a lump in my throat and a hole in my heart that still exists for what happened 20 years ago today.
River Thompson throws incomplete on 4th down. Turnover on downs. We'll take a timeout with them on this September 11th. Back in a moment. First down, Abilene Christian after the turnover on downs. 5.5 minutes to go here tonight, and ACU goes on the ground with Quay Walton. As we come back from this timeout, take a look at what is coming up for ACU. Next week, ESPN Plus broadcast Texas Permian Basin from Division II coming up to Abilene at Lamar. Non-conference game September the 25th. Central Arkansas at a part of this WAC Atlantic Sun Challenge. And then at Eastern Kentucky, 3 of the next 4 on right here on ESPN Plus. We start to dive into this WAC Atlantic Sun AQ7 battle that's going to be coming up for ACU this year. Peyton Mansell taking off and accelerating into Louisiana College territory to the 45-yard line. And so you start to figure out what these 3 non-conference weeks are. Then all of a sudden you get into the games that matter if you're ACU.
I love the schedule this year. We have 5 opponents this year, first time playing, including tonight. But some of those, with Eastern Kentucky and Jacksonville State, who is, by the way, beating Florida State a moment ago in the second quarter. They're on the schedule this year, but 5 first-time opponents this year in 2021.
Well, there's a flip on a low snap. It's Davion Johnson. This kid can fly. We were told by offensive coordinator Josh Lamberson that you can't tackle him in a phone booth. That's how athletic and quick this kid is. They love these quick, speedy, little man crew is what they're calling them at ACU. That they can just fly around, and they don't have a lot of height, but they have great hands and great speed for Abilene Christian. I love the schedule too because we're about to find out a whole lot about some of these teams we maybe had never heard of. I think fans thought that Abilene Christian was going to Jacksonville, Florida. They're going to Jacksonville, Alabama when they take on Jacksonville State. Here's Quay Walton still churning. Boy, he's feisty down to the 26-yard line.
Boy, good tough run there. I had somebody say, oh, that's Deion Sanders' team. No, that's Jackson State.
That's right, exactly.
All sorts of confusion there. But
you get all that stuff ironed out as you start to play some of these teams. Eastern Kentucky, great program too.
Yep.
These are going to be some games. Central Arkansas, who also left the Southland Conference, is now in the Atlantic Sun. They're coming to Abilene anyway, so that you try to avoid Central Arkansas, you end up seeing them anyway if you're Abilene Christian. ACU, Stephen F. Austin, Lamar, and Sam Houston all left the Southland Conference to join the Western Athletic Conference, became full members in July. That's Walton again, spinning, pirouetting, doing everything. It's into the red zone. He goes to the 14.
We closed the book on Stone Earl. I don't know if we did that tonight. 18 of 19 for the starting redshirt freshman quarterback tonight. 18 of 19.
That's not good, right? 18 of 19.
233 yards and 6 touchdowns.
Kid's incredible.
And if I remember right, 5 different receivers, part of that 6-touchdown package for Stone Earl. Did I mention he's a redshirt freshman?
I think we should mention that he's a redshirt freshman. I mean, and last year, how much real experience can you get in a year where you're just scrapping and throwing a schedule together last minute? Quay Walton cuts up to the 10. Second down coming up for ACU, but he looked cool, calm, and collected according to the coaches in that game at Virginia. Same thing against SMU. It's just his temperament about him that they love. You got to have it as a quarterback between the ears, and they think he's great up there mentally.
I tell you, I know the family a little bit. His dad, John, drafted in the NFL draft in 1992 by the Cincinnati Bengals, so he's been around the professional ranks and what organizational football looks like. He's a motivational speaker now, does a lot of youth ministry type work, so I know Stone has it between the ears, and it's been pretty effective thus far what we've seen on the field.
His dad John, his uncle Guy Earl, they're twins, and has a cousin Bella Earl, who is a guard on the we call that a tease in the TV business. The connection to Stone Earl in a moment. 1:39 to go here in Abilene with the Wildcats up there. So ACU on offense to try to wrap this thing up with 1:39 to go. Second down, up 55-7. We were talking about it. Stone Earl, his cousin Bella Earl, another family connection, who is a guard on the Abilene Christian women's basketball team. So another connection there as we wrap up that conversation about the ACU starter Stone Earl. This is Peyton Mansell. He hands to Quay Walton, comes right, lots of space, dives, pylon, touchdown.
Touchdown.
Walton's second of the night, one through the air, one on the ground, and a heck of an effort to find the end zone again.
I was about to say exclamation mark on the night. So the night when you get to this point of the game, are you going through the motions? No, not right there. Great effort to get in, as you'll see Walton stretch out to the right side, and yeah, stretches that football over on a dive right at the pylon and able to get into the end zone. Oh, look at that. Football on the orange of the pylon for the touchdown.
This is a different kicker. Oscar Hernandez is going to kick it instead of Blair Zepeda. A 60-point night for the first time since early 2019 for ACU against Arizona Christian. And now a stoppage.
I think they're going to review.
All right, they're going to check on the touchdown. We're going to find out if it was a score when we come back. Did Quay Walton break the pylon? Find out in a moment. Okay, the question is, did Quay Walton get in the end zone for ACU? They're checking it under official replay right here. Okay, so did he get the pylon? A little bit quick there to see. The question is, did his foot hit out of bounds maybe before the ball hit the pylon? Clearly the ball hits the orange pylon.
Yeah, I think the question here is, did that left foot catch some of the white of the sideline? Yeah, the ball definitely hits the pylon. It's going to be hard to overturn that. The angle from the far sideline is just going to be hard to overturn that. But
see if we can get the official word here. Does the offense is on the field?
Yeah. And maybe they have.
After review, the ball carrier stepped out of bounds with the ball at the 1 yard line.
Sure did. Stepped out of bounds.
At that spot.
So it is touchdown wiped off the board, second down, and they'll mark him at the 1. So apparently that foot tapped the sideline prior to that ball hitting the pylon. So
it'll be second and goal.
well, was that first down? goal when that play happened? Apparently it's 2nd and goal at the 1.
Game clock operator. Please reset the game clock to 1 minute and 35 seconds. 1:35.
And in 3 seconds, they did it. And I think it's 1st down.
Yeah, I believe it's 1st and goal
Yeah,
now.
1st and goal, because that was not 1st and goal on that run. So,
Which is now unique because 1st and goal on the 1, 55-7.
Correction,
Take
1st and goal.
Do you punch it in or do you just go down to a knee?
looks like they're going to hand it off. Quay Walton's going to get his touchdown, walks the dog in for 6.
Touchdown, ACU.
And now a good exclamation mark to put on the night. You got to reward the effort of Walton on the previous play.
Yeah, you got to
in my
get him his
opinion.
touchdown, right?
Yeah, well, like I say, the effort on the previous play was worth the dive up the middle on the next play. And Walton able to get into the end zone for the touchdown.
So it's officially official as a 60.9 for Abilene Christian for the first time since early on in the 2019 season.
Number 85,
This is Oscar Hernandez for the extra point. The kick is good. 1.5 minutes to go.
Well, I know we didn't have keys to the game tonight before we started, but
And
if
the
I
extra
think
point
about
attempt
keys
is
to the
good.
game, I think
Your score with 1
one
minute and
win
31
is
seconds
a
left
check
in the
mark
fourth
that you were
quarter.
looking for tonight. I think
ACU
offensive efficiency is
62,
something that
Louisiana
this team was
College
looking
7.
for tonight. I think established drives. Let's stretch the passing game. Didn't have a chance to work vertically down the field. How effective can the passing game be? That was a check mark for sure. Defense, how will the defense play with the exception of one touchdown drive for Louisiana College that included 4 defensive penalties by ACU. Other than that, the defense stepped up and played really, really well tonight. A lot of check marks for this team as they move forward. Were they supposed to win tonight? Yeah, I think majority of people would say, yes, ACU is supposed to win tonight. But when you start looking at intangibles, start looking at, did we get better? Because Coach Dorrell has said the most progress you usually see is from game 1 to game 2. Have we made progress in the last 7 days? According to the field tonight, I would say yes, this team has.
It almost had to be a score like this, right?
I agree.
I think for a mental standpoint and a feel-good standpoint for this team. And Zepeda's going to kick it off, and he'll send it out the back of the end zone for the whatever upteenth time tonight as Louisiana College will start at the 25-yard line with 1:31 to go. ACU's going to get win number 1, and you figure they're going to stack a couple of wins up more than likely these next couple of weeks. And then you find out a lot about yourself when you go to Lamar on September the 24th.
Yeah, and I like the fact
4th.
of, yes, it's a new conference, and yes, there's some new opponents on there, but you start with a team that you've played before in Lamar, who was in the Southland Conference, and a few others like that as the season continues. And, of course, the climax as you get to the end, you get Tarleton, which is just an hour down the road here from Abilene, and, of course, a little bit of a rivalry there from the Lone Star Conference days. And then, oh, yeah, the national champion in Sam Houston State will be here at the end of the year as well. So you're building, to what will be a fantastic November of football. And if I remember right, both of those games will be here in Abilene, Tarleton, and Sam Houston State in November.
It is the last 2 of the regular season back-to-back. That Tarleton one is an old rivalry that's going to become probably a new rivalry again, I think, between ACU and Tarleton.
Well, I think that's a big one. Tarleton making the jump to Division I. Of course, that's a recruiting battle, and you start thinking about the Metroplex,
Sure.
and do I go to Tarleton? Do I go to ACU? That game has a lot on the line when you start thinking about not only the day of on that Saturday, but what can come from that, the residual from a win in that game too.
Back to James on the ground. Meanwhile, Louisiana College, this game, you throw this out, this is a team that still felt like they were just a couple of plays away from having a couple of wins, and they still have a chance to correct some of those things as they go to Arizona Christian next week.
They'll make some noise in the NAIA. It might take a year or so, but they'll be very competitive in that Sooner Athletic Conference moving forward with the likes of Arizona Christian, Wayland Baptist University, which is another West Texas school up in the Panhandle. Louisiana College will be fine. They're going to be competitive. They're going to win some ball games this year.
They got a good one in Drew Maddox leading that program for sure. As he takes it across the 40-yard line, that should do it tonight. as ACU
On first down, the
wins
carry
this
by
one
number
going away
24,
on
Gage,
their
40
home
yards.
field. Andy, it was a lot of fun.
Enjoyed
really
it, my
enjoyed
friend.
the time
Yes,
tonight.
sir.
This has been a presentation of the Western Athletic Conference on ESPN. Final score 62-7. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. Till next time, Zach Carlisle, Andy Penny, Connor Mullins, the whole crew led by Hutton Harris saying so long, take care, good night from Abilene, Texas.